Chi-square is a statistical test created by Carl Pearson that is a major math concept in AP biology. It is used to test how well the observed values of an experiment fit the expected values, and the formula is as shown. Now let's look at a practice problem. The 2013 AP Biology free response involved the chi-squared problem. In an investigation of fruit fly behavior, a covered choice chamber is used to test whether the spatial distribution of flies is affected by the presence of a substance placed at one end of the chamber. To test the fly's preference for glucose, 60 flies are introduced into the middle of a choice chamber at the insertion point indicated by the arrow in the figure above. A cotton ball soaked with a 10% glucose solution is placed at one end of the chamber, and a dry cotton ball with no solution is placed at the other end. The positions of the flies are observed and recorded every minute for 10 minutes. Now, looking at letter C, the experiment described above is repeated with ripe bananas at one end and unripe bananas at the other end. The positions of the flies after 1 minute and after 10 minutes are shown in the table below. Now we're going to perform a chi-square test on the data for the 10-minute time point in the banana experiment to either accept or reject the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis for this experiment is that the ripeness of banana has no effect on the position of the flies in the choice chamber. Now that we have recorded our data, we can put it into this chart to find the chi-squared value. Because there are 60 flies total and our null hypothesis states that the ripeness of banana has no effect on the location of the flies, we can expect that an equal distribution of 20 flies will be present in each section of the chamber. Now, taking your expected value and subtracting it from your observed value, you will get 25, -17, and -8. Then squaring that, you'll get 625, 289, and 64. Then you're going to divide that by your expected value to get 31.25, 14.45, and 3.2. Then take the sum of these numbers to get your chi-squared value. In our case, it's 48.9. Now that we've found our chi-square value, we're going to compare it to our critical value. To find our critical value, we're going to look at this table. Because the flies could go one of three places, either the right, the left, or the middle of the choice chamber, we're going to look at the values under 2 degrees of freedom in the chart. This is because you always want to have one less degree of freedom than the number of independent variables present in your experiment. So looking under 2 degrees of freedom and a p-value of 0.05, we find that our critical value is 5.99. Because our chi-square value, 48.9, is greater than our critical value, 5.99, we can safely say that the flies preferred the end of the choice chamber that had the ripened piece of banana. Due to our 0.05 p-value, we can be 95% sure we were correct in rejecting the null hypothesis. Along with problems like the one we just solved, chi-square can be used to test how close observed and expected values are in genetics problems and in other lab experiments.